Hello, I know it's tempting when the credits start rolling to get the old channel zapper out there and start looking around, but please hang on just a little bit. First, we were going to ask you to call a phone number and talk to one of these volunteers and pledge your support for public television. And after that, we've got more programming relating to the Civil War and to kind of round out this special week of programming about our history as a country. A very important history, and if you're like me, you've learned an awful lot from this series. Public television is about that. Public television is about expanding your horizons, learning something about yourself, about your country, about the world you live in that you didn't know. That's what our mission is. Our mission isn't to earn money for our owners. It's to present things that help expand your life and improve your life. Please give us a call at 1-800-922-4220 and help bring programming like this your way. Help keep it coming your way. Our programming budget each year is about $700,000, and you're a very important part of that. Programming is the only real variable thing in our schedule. The transmitter needs to be on a certain number of hours a day. We can't just cut our transmitter power in half if the money doesn't come in, but we can cut programming if we have to. It's an unfortunate thing sometimes, but we hope you'll help keep that coming your way by pledging your support at 1-800-922-4220. Our coordinator here is a merciless person. She said that just because we got 15 calls in the last break, we've got to get 15 calls in this break. So we hope you'll help us do that goal and make that happen. 1-800-922-4220 will connect you with that. This has been a terrific fund drive, our best spring one ever, and we know that's because partly because you valued the programs that you've seen in the past and because you want more of the same coming in the future. Your job is to help us do that. Our job is to figure out the best ones to bring your way. You can help us by calling one of these volunteers at 800-922-4220. It's real easy, and we've had several people do this so far. We're going to turn it over to Gary now and take it away.
In a little bit, we're going to talk about those of you who have been helping us with Northwest Public Television. Tonight's programming on Northwest Public Television is made possible in part by United Artists Cable of the Tri-Cities, featuring 45 channels of news, sports, and entertainment. That's United Artists Cable. And we have a lot of volunteers here, a lot of people working very hard to make this a very successful membership drive. What we're missing is your telephone call. Now, as you're picking up your phone now, you may get a busy signal. That happens from time to time. All the lines are busy. So write the number down, 800-922-4220. Write it down and keep calling. You will eventually get through. We want to hear from you. And don't let it discourage you that the lines are busy. We do appreciate all of your calls. We do have one line clear now, so pick up the phone and call the 800 number on your screen, 800-922-4220. Support Northwest Public Television. Some fine programming, as Dennis talked about a little earlier. In just a couple minutes, we're going to go back to our programming, and we're going to see another feature on the Civil War. It's not the Civil War that you just saw, but it's something involving the Civil War. Tonight, of course, is our last night of the Civil War. And 1-800-922-4220 is the number. Pick up the phone and call. Don't be shy. And remember, if it's busy, write the number down. And during the next program or in the next few minutes, make the call. 1-800-922-4220. We'll pay for the call. You pledge your support for Northwest Public Television, the finest television programming in the world. Northwest Public Television. Call now and support, won't you?
Have to worry about it just yet. And anyway, there's not a lot we can do about it, is there? We're just sort of passengers along for the ride. But inside that great universe, there's another one we inhabit, a universe of ideas and argument, issues, beauty, our cultural universe, you might call it. And in that one, we're not powerless. That universe we can influence because it's driven by our energy, and we're not just passengers along for the ride. In fact, without our support, there isn't any ride at all.
Just a few more minutes. We're going to continue our special Civil War programming this evening. I want to take just a few minutes to tell you how you can get a special memento of this particular week. If you pledge a little bit more than the average pledge, we have several ways that we can say thank you if you ask for them. If you pledge $100, or rather if you pledge $500, you can get a 9-tape set of the Civil War series. This is a box set, 11 hours of programming, and the entire series is there in a very much higher quality, obviously, than you could tape it off the air yourself. It's a beautiful set, something that you and your family can use for years to come, and we offer that at the $500 level. If you pledge at least $100, again, and if you ask for it, you can have the companion book to the Civil War series called The Civil War in Illustrated History. It's full of pictures, many of them never published before, and this, again, is a very special way to remember this marvelous series of programs that Ken Burns has brought to us all. At the $100 level, we have a video called Touring Civil War Battlefields. If you'd like to save yourself the cost of a trip to Pennsylvania or Virginia, this is the way to do it. For only $100, you can have a tour of the Civil War battlefields, and I know a lot of people like to do that every year there. It's kind of a hobby of theirs. Well, you can do it in the comfort of your living room. And tonight, any charged pledge, that is to say, if you want to save us the effort of sending you a bill and waiting for your money, if you charge your pledge tonight on a bank card, we'll send you this Sullivan Ballou letter that you've heard many times now during the last 2 runs of the Civil War. It's a terrific, wonderful, sort of sentimental piece, but it gives the very human side of war, one that we've had, unfortunately, struck home to us very recently in the Gulf. And now's the time to call your pledge in, 1-800-922-4220, pledge your support for public television and help keep programming like this coming your way. It's not easy to do this, frankly, in an area as large and as unpopulated as we serve here in Eastern Washington. It takes a whole variety of funding sources to make public television possible here. Some of them we get from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, some of them from Washington State University, which is a wonderful participant in public broadcasting in Eastern Washington. But very frankly, we can't make even those work. We have to do it with you too. Public television, we use the cliche, you're the public in public television. That's, I guess, self-evident, but it's really true. And your participation is a voluntary contribution for the programming that you're using. If you sit down and value it in terms of the number of hours you spend with public television each week, put a dollar figure on that, multiply it times the number of hours you watch this operation in a year, and call in that pledge. Say, this is my fair share, this is what I can afford, and we will be very, very grateful for that. Call us, though. There are a few lines vacant right now. If you've gotten a busy signal earlier in this break, now's the time to call, 1-800-922-4220. It's real easy. These volunteers drove in over some snowy roads tonight from Potlatch, about 20 miles, 30 miles, to call in or to pledge their support. They're a great group of folks, and we love them for it, and we hope you will call in and make your pledge to us. 1-800-922-4220. Just a few seconds left now before we go back to the Civil War programming, but it only takes a few seconds to make that pledge. You call in, we ask you a very few questions, and it's over and you're off, and you feel so much better that we hope you'll do it. 1-800-922-4220. Call now.